A message from the past, made by foreign visitors 2 decades before white settlement.
We found the record of 2 different American whaler ships in the Dampier Archipelago. One is from 1842, and that's the Connecticut, and then the other one was for 1847, and that was a ship called the Delta.
The Dampier Archipelago on the Pilbara coast is dotted with thousands of ancient Aboriginal carvings. Archaeologists working in the area in 2017 had no idea they'd find a record of early American travellers.
Well, when we first found we called it graffiti to start with, because it was obviously writing on an Aboriginal site, we had no idea it was whalers, except that we had this name of the ship and we had names of people.
Research revealed the markings were made by whaling crews visiting from New York and Connecticut. The names of the boats, captain and crew, made 20 years before pastoralists and pearlers settled in the area.
This is the earliest inscription that we have in Northern Australia or Western Australia left behind by the whalers themselves. So it is historically very, very significant.
The engravings were made over the top of much older patterns etched by local Aboriginal people.
For the local tradition, I think this area is very important. It tells a story, from our past. And it also captures, the arrival of the Europeans in the country.
The puzzle, as with all rock art, trying to understand why people made the marks they did.
It does make you think. I mean, they spend enormous amounts of time on the sea. It must have been such a relief to get on land, I reckon. I can't imagine anything worse than being in a tiny boat with, 30 or 40 smelly other people for a very long period of time. So I would have thought it was relief. I would have thought there's an element of perhaps boredom, if they're sitting up on a rock looking out for whales. If they haven't seen any, then they've got to entertain themselves somehow.
The site has now earned heritage protection for both its Aboriginal and whaling history. Erin Park, ABC News.